Hello, my name is Chris Penrose, Extension Educator for Ag and Natural Resources in Morgan County, Ohio. Glad to have a chance today to talk about goal setting for management intensive grazing. Been doing this stuff for over 30 years and really love to talk about it, and hopefully we can be of some help today. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about setting goals and objectives, and really the way that I like to start this out is to let people know how important it is to do goal setting, because ultimately what I want you to do is to be able to develop a mission statement. And people that I've seen most successful in businesses, and a lot of folks doing it in grazing, is actually develop a mission statement based on their vision and values, and then set some objectives and goals to help them succeed. So when I start off talking about this, to try to get people thinking, what I really like to do is to have you ask yourself these two questions. The first one is, where do you see yourself in 10 years? And secondly, what is the most important thing in the world to you? Now, you may wonder why I'm asking these type of questions here today, but really this is going to set the foundation for you to come up with a mission statement. And all of this is part of what we call the planning process of running a business, because we have planning, organizing, directing, and controlling, and all of this is the foundation. But when you're able to answer those two questions, they are going to end up being what are indicators of your vision and values. And then once you get those developed, you can develop a mission statement, objectives and goals, and then finally a little bit on some tactics. But without goal setting, people will spend their entire life planning and get nothing accomplished. I've seen this in many situations. A lot of people like to do a lot of planning, but they really don't get anything done. But when you when you have a mission statement that helps motivate you, then set objectives and goals. Goals will provide some deadlines for you. It'll really help motivate you. Focus on what really needs to be done and what you can accomplish. And like I mentioned earlier, it does all start with vision and values. Vision is what we want something to become. So a great example is, where do you see yourself, your family, your farm, and the industry in the next 10 years? And it's really been interesting. I've been doing these grazing goal setting programs now for over 20 years, and it has been interesting to see how it's changed, how my life has changed, how the industry has changed from 20 years ago. A lot of my vision now is a lot different now than it was 20 years ago. So it really is interesting. So ask yourself, where do you see yourself, your family, your farm, and the industry in the next 10 years? And then the next thing that I want to ask, or that I want to have you ask yourself, is, what are your values? And when we define them, it's really what we believe in. They can be personal, they can be religious, they can be business, and they could be other things as well. So what are some of the value indicators to help you identify what some of your values are? It could be goals or purposes, aspirations, attitudes, interests, beliefs, feelings, convictions, activities, worries, problems, obstacles. All of those things could be signs of what some of your values are. And the reason why that I really like to start off with this is because when you can identify your vision and values, that's the foundation for your mission. And then you can develop a mission statement. So why do you want to develop a mission statement? It's that one tool that establishes broad overall direction for your operation. It's the fundamental underlying reason for the existence of your business. It clarifies what you should be doing. And it's ideally you put it where you can see it every day to help remind you of the purpose of the business. My dad worked for a pharmacy down in Athens for years, and every time I walked into that pharmacy, when you went through the door, the first thing you saw was their mission statement. I've seen a lot of farmers or graziers put their mission statement down in the mudroom so they could see it every day before they go out. But you want to keep it brief and concise, just one critical purpose. So, how do you develop a mission? Ask yourself, what are you in business to do? What would you like your business to be? The values you choose as a foundation for your business. And fourth, the importance of the people involved. So this may be employees, families, friends, coworkers, things like that. So just to give you an example, this here is the mission statement that I have for my grazing operation at home, and it is to provide supplemental income by marketing quality livestock with minimum effort and cost while maintaining the family farm for the next generation. Being an extension educator is first and foremost in my hierarchy with work after my faith and family, and then the farm ends up coming last. My boys are seventh generation on this farm. We bought the farm. Family bought the farm off the federal government back in 1825, so there really is a lot of it to me. But hopefully you can look at this and see that I tried to keep it as brief and concise as possible, and also identify all the important things involved. Now here's another one, just an example. This one here, the first one is to build mutually profitable business friendships. And I like to ask people, who do you think would come up with something like this? Well, over the years, I've had lots of different answers and some real good ones, but this was actually a co-op up in northwestern Ohio. Here's another one. Engaging people to strengthen their lives and communities through research-based educational programming. That happens to be OSU Extension. Again, keeping it brief and concise. Years ago, I used to have Ohio State's, but it had to be in like 8-point font, and it took 2 slides. It was a little bit too long. Now, the mission is the foundation. Now that you've had the chance to develop a mission, you can do the easy part. You can set your objectives and goals. Objectives, usually you want about 3 to 5 of those. This is the broad picture of what you want to get done. It develops an outline for what you want the business to look like in the future. It's general, observable, challenging, and untimed. The objectives help realize your mission. It's to plan, coordinate, and to motivate. Next, here's an example of some sample objectives. One is, and I've always liked to share this, is pay off debt by generating additional income. That may be what you want to do on your operation. Improve forage utilization. Improve the quality of my livestock. Maybe spend more time with my family. And like my dad taught me, and now I teach my boys, determine wants from needs. That can be a big one. Then we come up with our goals. These are what we call the SMART statements of what is to be done to complete the objectives. These are specific, measurable, obtainable, rewarding, and timed. And these provide benchmarks for measuring success towards an objective. This is typically within a year. Here's some good example. I want to try to direct market 12 grass-fattened lambs by October 31st. That is specific, measurable. Hopefully you can get that done. Increase paddocks from 6 to 8 by May 1st. Turn out the bull by May 25th for 63 days. Spend 30 minutes each day with my son from June 1st to fair to help with his breeding heifer project. Again, these are all specific, measurable, obtainable, rewarding, and time. So once you get your objectives set, at the end of the year, first of the year, you can set your goals for the year, and then when you get towards the end of the year, you can see if you've accomplished those, or periodically go back and see if you're accomplishing your goals. Just some additional thoughts on objectives or goals. A lot of times I wonder, when I have a chance to go work on the farm, what should I go out and do? And I love to divide my alternatives into no cost, low cost, and high cost. Maybe sometimes I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, like clean fence row and take the additional wood to use for firewood. Observe. See what's going on, not only on your operation, but in the industry, in society, around your area. Just really try to get an idea with what's going on. It'll help provide you with direction on what you should be doing. Prioritize things like your faith, family, health, and your job. And then try to get and maintain control of your finances, your lifestyle, maybe some other things. And we need to plan, and replan, but at some point we need to do. The world is changing, and we need to as well. And then finally, the tactical planning. This is the day-to-day things that we want to do. I've worked with a farmer here in Morgan County where every morning the employees would come in. He would go into his mom and dad's house. They would all sit down and talk exactly about what they wanted to get done for the day. That was probably the best time that they spent of the day. Everybody was on the same page. When I've had two sons and told them they need to go out and get the barn cleaned out, when I get home what happened, neither one of them got it done because one looked at the other and told them to do it and nothing got done. But with tactical planning, you need to ask these questions. Who will do it? What needs to be done? Where will it be done? When will it get done? And how? So it's the who, what, where, when, and how. That's an important one. And finally, there's lots and lots of resources out there. These are just a few examples of some resources that are out there. Cornell has some great stuff. Our friends at NRCS and Soil and Water has great information. A lot of the land grant universities around have some great information. If you can't find some things, contact any of us in Extension. We'll be glad to help you. And if you ever have any questions for me, I can always be reached at penrose.1@osu.edu. Thank you very much, and good luck with your grazing.